So I first started with Tour de Cure. One of my mates, Zach, hit me up to help with a event, which was 100 or so cyclists. It was a Suncorp tour, and they needed a coffee van. It was exactly what we do. We tour with the guys, we make coffees in the morning, and I was excited because cycling's my passion as well as coffee. So mixing the two together, I was really excited. And also to help out my mate Zach and Corey, who have been on this journey for a long time. So Tour de Cure fundraise for cancer research, and they raise funds. People ride bikes and they get donations, and that goes towards Tour de Cure. So this was a Suncorp tour. It was about 2 years ago. At that time, Mum was diagnosed with cancer, and it was just the beginning of the journey. We didn't realise that 4 years later we'd still be battling that journey. We'd still be battling with Mum. So fast forward, I'm in Tour de Cure. I'm making coffee for the cyclists. It's fast forward a year. I've done maybe 5 or 6 tours, and yeah, in the midst of it, my dad falls ill and has stomach cancer. So I lose my dad 6 weeks later to stomach cancer, and yeah, Mum passed maybe 4 weeks ago. So losing both parents to cancer is pretty brutal, and I feel like I want to give back to the community. So by being involved and being around the community and helping people, I feel like the way that I help people is through making coffee and making sure they start their day right. And I feel like I'm giving back and helping Mum and Dad. So yeah, that's kind of Tour de Cure for me. I get up in the morning, I make all the cyclist coffee, the pelotons go on their way, and then I follow them. I do a morning tea stop, I do a lunch stop. We all get together at night, we have a big dinner. There's a lot of tears. It's kind of a bit like therapy for me. So finally I get to introduce the Jimny XL Pixelo. We built this to be able to handle these events. This is going to be a big trial. There's still a bit of work to be done, but I think we've got 2 more weeks to make sure that we nail it. So we're going to take the Suzuki Jimny XL, and then also we're taking the Transporter, which is a bigger vehicle that can hold all the stock. So the idea was I wanted to give back to Tour de Cure. I didn't want them to pay me as they normally do for the gigs, for the cycle gigs. I really wanted to dig deep and fundraise ourselves. So I set a goal of $40,000. That was to pay for 4 staff, 2 vehicles, fuel, all the coffee, all the stock for over 10 days of travel, 500 cups a day for 8 days. So yeah, around 40 grand was my goal. Realistically, with everything happening with Mum and Dad, I haven't been the most social, the most motivated to get out there and push the fundraising. So I find myself in a position where it's 2 weeks out. I think I'm at about $6,000. It's been really great. Mokapan, our coffee sponsors, come on board and they've donated half the coffee. I'm trying to get a fuel sponsor. A lot of our staff have come on board and helped with just giving their time for free, which really helps. But there's a lot of miles and a lot of coffees to be made. Yeah, just trying to drive those donations at the moment, getting in front of people. I've got to be honest, when I didn't know anything about cancer, I just thought of it as a charity, and it hadn't really affected me personally. But having lost both Mum and Dad and having been in that environment for the last maybe 4 years, I understand what the families go through, as well as caring for the person that actually has cancer and the lasting effects of that. And I think it's really, it's opened my mind and to things that are important to me. So the things that are important to me are friendships and my family, and also just giving to the community. I feel like it's therapy being around these guys that have all experienced a similar thing that I have. So yeah, to donate, I've started a GoFundMe page. The link is in my Instagram bio, just click on that. I wanted to ask people in a video that if I've ever made you a coffee at an event or given you a free coffee in the past, if you would kind of think about giving $5 or $10 You know, I've got what, 6,000 followers. If everybody gave $5, that's 25 grand, and that's just a cup of coffee, right? So I don't know. We'll see how many real followers I've got, but yeah, it's a test. But anyway, so yeah, on my bio, I think there's going to be Suzuki Queensland have jumped on board and they're really helping me. They're going to put out an EDM, post it to their social group. So look out for that if you're a Suzuki Jimny follower. Yeah, I've appreciated all the messages I received. I wanted to kind of push a video style, like a 30-second reel. People were sending me videos about what it means to have coffee on tour, and that really hit me hard. I don't know, I didn't really feel like I wanted to share it because it was quite personal to me, and but just the love and support that I've got from those people is what drives me to keep turning up for them. You know, things were said about, you know, being dark and cold in the morning, and I was there with the team and we lifted them and we gave them a coffee and a big smile, and we just love the G up, putting on the music, getting them going. So that's part of what we do. So just all that support, I'm really thankful for. Yeah, 2 weeks out, I've still got a bit to do. Well, the idea of the Suzuki wasn't meant for big events. It was only meant for small events. So the reality of serving 180 people with a one group machine out of the back of the Suzuki is a little bit daunting. Hence why we're taking 2 vehicles. But what is going to make it easier is we've got an automatic milk frother that we're hoping to install in the back before we leave. It doesn't have a jug rinser at the moment, so we can't rinse after using the coffee machine. So jug rinser, automatic frother, and maybe some waste, and then we're good to go. Do you want me to take you through the back?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
It's been a minute since we've seen the beat.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what it kind of looks like now. Being an ambassador, I guess people like to see what rigs you drive. To make coffee out of this Suzuki, there's a few things we need. Firstly is power. So we have lithium batteries in here powered by a solar panel on the roof, which is kind of slim line, which sits in that roof rack. And then also as we drive, it charges the batteries. So that's our power system sorted. I've got a one group coffee machine and a grinder in the back. The other hurdle was getting water on board. So we just run a 20-litre jerry out the back. So On Tap came to the party and we had an On Tap powered jerry can with a pump. After using and testing the equipment, the pump on that wasn't strong enough. So I've gone back to just a standard pump that we use for all our coffee setups, and then running through a filter. So filtered water is always getting to the coffee machine, which is a bit dirty. All right, I didn't get time to clean it, but we now have this beautiful slide out drawer that just pulls out, and then the machine perfectly just turns out. So I kind of love this space. It wasn't big enough for it to come straight out. We had to modify so that literally can slide into that space. It's such a small cavity. My mate Greg helped me out building the framework for this. Everything's braced using the original factory bolt holes. The idea was not to drill into the Suzuki at all. So there's an external skeleton, and then we'll put a slide on there. So as you can see underneath here, you can see the battery percentage. It's got a couple of outlets here. There's a plug for shore power if we need to, and there's a kind of, you can look through the window and see the internals for when we're at 4x4 shows. Yeah, this is the rig, so this is what we're going to be using. I've got some ideas of having something here to hold some either milk or cups. This is our knock box here. I think I might get an external knock box. And then I've got the automatic milk frother that I was telling you about. I'm going to pull that out of the car because that's going to be the game changer. So at the moment, I just run, that's a box of coffee stuff. Oh, this is my bushwhacker chair. So this is, all right, that's the automatic milk frother. So yeah, perfect mousse. Brett from Barista Equip told me about the jack, which is a separate, it's got its own boiler. So I need this piece of equipment to actually be set up with the Suzuki somehow for this trip. I'm either thinking of dropping this down and having a table in here, or utilizing the tow ball and see if I can fabricate a mount where I could just sit the automatic milk frother. Because just this little, that's a great steam one, but if I'm smashing out 100 coffees between the two vans either side, I just need something easy that one of my staff can use. The other thing I need to install is this jug rinser. So same thing as you see in a cafe, after they've made the coffee, they just rinse the jug. So the challenge is to try to get this and the jug rinser somewhere in the back of the Suzuki that doesn't look like a dog's breakfast.
Hey, you're doing a great job in such a little thing.
So what else can I show in here? So I don't know if you can see in here, but I've got a small fridge on that side. Yep. It carries like maybe 4 2-litre bottles of milk and some alternative. So it's great going in convoy because there'd be no way that I'd be able to carry all that stock. So the great thing about this is when on the tour, we've got the main vehicles in the morning, both of us will be running, Bonnie and a couple of the other staff will be running the vehicles, and then I can take off early, get to the morning tea site ahead of them. Yep. Yeah, so even though it's tight, I guess that was my challenge. My challenge was to get a coffee machine that I was proud of, to be able to use like a commercial setup like I would in the cafe, and get the power system in that I wanted. So this is pretty much running the same system as the Volkswagen van, which is massive. It's got heaps of space. So the hardest thing was trying to fit all that into the back storage and then still have the 4 seats. I love it. I love that I've been able to do that, but I've just got the challenges with getting the steamer in there and also getting the jug rinse. So once that's all done, I think I'll be really happy. But who's doing it? Who's put one of these in a Jimny before? I think this is a testament to this vehicle. It's still so capable, and that's what I love, right? And that's what I think I've loved for the last 28 years. These are small vehicles and people kind of don't give them the time of day, but put to the test off-road, they're amazing. Yes, you've got to put up with not as much cargo space or the GVM, but I think if you plan it right, I think I read an article about a Suzuki Jimny and they said treat it as it was like a hiker. So a hiker has like, the backpack and the lightweight chair and the lightweight cooker and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of really resonated with me, and I thought, well, yeah, this is like my hiker vehicle. The hikers can still get everywhere, everybody else can go, but I guess you just have to pack light. But the beauty of it is I can get my daughter and my wife in this thing with coffee, because previously I got rid of the seats for the coffee machine. and they just drove another vehicle. So the fact that all 3 of us can get in here and we can still have coffee is amazing. The other things I guess I just haven't mentioned is these are all the things that I wanted going through my adult life in my Suzuki. I wanted air conditioning, I wanted power steering, I wanted cruise control. So this thing has all of those. So it's like a great blend of everything that I loved in such a small compact car. So I think that it gives me a buzz when I rock up to places. I stop, I open the back, and we've got a full cafe, and it's the beauty. And I think the shock factor is what I love seeing on people. So yeah, if you see this thing out on the road, we'll be going from North Queensland. We leave on the 29th from Airlie Beach, but we'll be heading up from Brizzy on the 27th. And then we go from Airlie Beach to Port Douglas. So we get to Port Douglas on the 6th. So yeah, if you see me, stop, wave. Hopefully I can make you a coffee. But yeah, so now I've got this for the bigger, I can plug it into that pump. See how I've got this? This is that's the reservoir. So I'll come around here and show you. So if it's not plumbed in for massive events, I've got a switch over here, turns on the pump. Once it's pressurized, then I just fill up the water tank. It's pretty cool. So that's coming out of filtered water right now. But then this thing here, if I want to, I can connect the hose directly and then it runs straight out of here. But the beauty of that is I don't have to have the water line connected while I'm driving. I can just have this, and that's the beauty of this machine. All right.
It's a beauty too.
It's a beauty. So just purge that. Got the milk. So yeah, as you can see, I'm tight for space. So I think this jug rinse has got to be somewhere here. That would be actually, well, that's actually perfect, mate. I just think I just need a mount. Well, that Rhiannon. If I just get a bracket there, it can come straight in. That's gold. Anyway. And it's not over the battery. Look at that, even that. That's over the battery though. We don't want to blow stuff up. Oh, anyway, all right. Not that it matters, but if I don't put this on, my wife's gonna kill me because she's a bit anal. About...
washing, maybe she just likes how you look at her neighbour.
No. Maybe. All right, let's put some fresh coffee in here. All right, that's one for the earth. I like how that little light shines on the coffee.
Very nice.
All right, Coke and coffee pouring into hopper. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, this should be good. Alright, that looks like it's good. I just need to tamp it now. Okay, so a little tip, don't put this down on there because the coffee gets in, the grinds get into your coffee. This is like from Ivy, so a little touch. When she was a little kid, she made those. Oh, what do we need a cup. Just run the water through, make sure she's good. So what we want for a good extraction is not that. 26 to 31 seconds is my
If it's too quick, it's not good enough.
yeah, it doesn't taste right. So that's why my coffee tastes so delicious. The extraction time, there we go. Let's try again. I'll get rid of that cup and we'll go on this one now. Let's see. Oh, it's getting better. And the way that we make it run longer is we make it a bit finer if it runs too short. So it's not looking too bad, but I think it's going to be a little bit short. So I got to make this finer. So see here, this dial, fine that way, coarse the other way. So fine that way. So I've got to make it a tiny bit finer. This is the art, mate. What do you reckon?
Smack on short.
What do you reckon, 28? Even the kookaburras are laughing about it. She's looking good. Oh, 26, I'll take it. I'll take it. Otherwise we'll be here all night. We'll be in the moonlight. 26-second shot. All right, hopefully this will be a good pour for you. Where's the light and where's the best light?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Here?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. See if I've got what it takes.
Nice.
Oh, damn you. So close. Now I'm gonna sit in my bushwhacker chair. then, oh, pan out. Swirl around. Cheers. Cheers, brother.